Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. Was Stan's fears real or fantasy? We find out that Tony was having difficulties with Jason Spears, her boyfriend. Tony at the party wanted to make Jason jealous. Rafik, being unaware of exactly what was Stan's real issues, he is unable to reassure Stan about this, assuming he would care. This increases the pressure of self-doubt, and at a party that Stan hardly knew anyone else at, it caused him to feel even more isolated and assume that Rafik was sending a message to him. Emotions are not easy. To take the time to analyze what you are reacting to, these are the things that Stan should have kept in mind, though. Rafik was an artist, a perfectionist. Stan mentions it in chapter 1 as he leaves the ballet company. Rafik had a surprise for Stan that is only revealed at the end of the book. Again, mentioned by Stan as he heads to Snip's salon, chapter 1. Rafik's past behavior had caused Stan problems because when Rafik is working, he becomes absorbed and less emotionally available. Again, mentioned by Stan himself in chapter 1. Those other times did not lead to jealousy because Rafik was talking about his day with the other times. Something this time he was not doing because the choreography of the dance was to showcase Rafik's love for Stan, and he wanted that to be a surprise. We know this bugged Stan because at the party, chapter 3, it mentions in the heat of the argument that it was Rafik's fault that Stan didn't know what he was talking about. When Max implies his dance might be cut. Rafik has never shown the slightest interest in another woman. In fact, he never gave Stan a reason to doubt his commitment at all. Some people flirt, not to jump in bed. They may not even realize they are flirting. By your definition, it was Rafik that is pushing to live together. Why would he do that if he was looking for a fling? Stan had enough pieces to reassure himself this was not something that Stan should fear. He even mentions it. Yet, because he was unaware of his learned behavior, triggers and out of fear of rejection, and likely the alcohol was not helpful either. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.